Hey, good morning, everyone.
Hello to Team Steam. Hello, Mindy Hahn from from the snow.
That's right. Well, just a little bit of snow, like about 2 inches. That's it. I mean, it probably won't, last throughout the week. It's supposed to get up to 40 again, pretty soon.
Well, welcome in everyone for Morning Steam on, I think it's Wednesday, November 16th. And I'll bring the calendar up because I don't even know what day it is. I had it on tomorrow already. Maybe I'm
Well, when
maybe
you
I'm
don't sleep, the days just kind of, go all together, right?
maybe I'm that far ahead. I don't know.
Yeah, that
Just
could be it
want
too.
to mention right now, Mindy, right at the top of the show, some breaking news that just came in here that I'm seeing that
What?
the Coastal Carolina Virginia football game has
Oh,
now been canceled.
okay.
That just coming across, I see it here on the ticker. So just not to start with a depressing news, but I just thought I don't think that really is a fast breaking story right
Yeah, I
now.
haven't seen that yet. Okay.
Yep, yep, just getting that word
I know
right
they said
now.
they were going to make a decision here pretty soon.
Yeah, it didn't seem, the basketball was canceled, and especially with the guys from the team. So we were sad about that. We didn't mention it yesterday because it's sad, but that is news. So that game will not be played, but we will be covering Mindy. Hello, by the way.
Oh, hi.
Uh,
Hi.
yep, coming off yesterday. Another good day for you, Mindy Hahn. Great job.
Thank you.
And want to say hello to everybody on Team Steam also. We were okay. I think the show picks were better than our consensus picks, but hope you weren't holding out on me because I could only manage like a 500 day yesterday. Not so great. So we'll head on over to tonyspicks.com in just a moment. First, I want to say hello to everyone filing into the chat. We got it was so cool, Mindy. Yesterday, Tony was calling out, the members of the chat. Remember
No.
a couple of days ago, and that just was really, really cool that he did that. So I want to say hello to everyone here because he knows
Yeah,
them
it's nice that he watches the show as well.
much. Crush. Everyone's here, ready to have a good show. We're gonna
Yeah,
try
it's
to.
all of those hockey overtime games. I think that's what got us the most. We had those winners, darn it.
Well, check it out right there on the top. It was a rough day. You and the GM were the only one who could come through on the premium picks side yesterday, Mindy, but that's okay. Still doing pretty well. 5-2. Good day there. Maybe you could just recap a little bit what you had.
Well, I had quite a few in hockey, went 4-1. And again, I just missed with the Red Wings versus the Ducks. So it came down to a whole
Oh,
16
no. You had
seconds.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Right.
Oh,
16
boy.
seconds took me out of my, sweeping my card, darn it. But other than that, I feel embarrassed having the Nets versus the Kings. It's always bad when are on the wrong side of I don't know, losing by 50. Well, maybe they got it back within 30.
Right. I mean, for once, I got it one right in that one.
Right. Yeah, it's one of those reading in the chat. They're like, well, Durant does have to have a good day. I'm like, yeah, Durant will have a good day. He'll be able to keep this one close. Oh
How
no,
about the
they missed.
Sacramento
They
Kings?
missed everything.
Well, we did talk a little bit about the Sacramento Kings. I'm trying to remember who brought it up in the chat, but they were. It might have been you. Say how good are they? And I don't know. I guess we don't really still know, but these have been some impressive games that they've had, certainly. So no big deal. We won't get on you too much for that. You did have San Jose and Vegas over. I think they got 5-2 there at least in that one. Minnesota and Nashville 2-1 there. You also had the under as a winner, Memphis and New Orleans. Memphis does get off to fast starts, and then they kind of slowed down big time. They're an interesting team, really. Dallas and Tampa Bay. That was an easy over. With that one, Mindy, 5-4, and then the Leafs. I knew you had them, so I gave them out on the
Right.
show.
Right.
They were really a
I appreciate
convincing victory uh, yesterday over Pittsburgh. I think they returned the favor just as maybe they were expected to do the way I saw that game. So good job. Good job. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com use the promo code Tony T at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages. Mindy, you got plays already for today. It looks like.
I put them in. I mean, it's kind of a small card for me, so I'll have to make sure I get these that I put in here today. I don't have any room for error, right? So yeah, I put some in for. I mean, the card's not really big for NHL, so I just have the one play, and then I have 3 in the NBA. But when we talk about it, I'll give you my thoughts on the NBA card. I think it's tough.
Okay, well, take a look at that NHL record right there. Pretty nice so far. 16-10 over the last 7 days. So Mindy is doing in hockey. We'll be getting her thoughts on the 3-game card in just a moment. We'll also preview the NBA. 3 games, 3 more marquee matchups from college basketball, especially one in particular, and also we'll look at more college football. Don't forget, in college basketball as well. Yesterday, I could only manage a 3-and-3 day myself, Mindy, but I still have some pretty solid numbers there over the last 30 days at plus 2,500 units. But let's see, I had a couple winners here, but some just split the card there, 3-and-3. Nothing to write home about. Had Penn and had the over in Dallas and Tampa Bay as well, and I had over in Philadelphia and Columbus. But the Knicks game got kind of close there, but I didn't get there. San Jose and Vegas. I did go under in that one. I don't know why I did that. And then, and then ball, my Maction, my little good streak in Maction kind of came to an end there.
Dang it. That's right. I thought you had Ohio. I forget. But Tony had Ohio. That's what it was.
So use the promo code Tony T at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages. Don't forget, over there at Tony'sPicks.com, we have some special features that you can take a look at on the website. Don't forget the handicapper leaderboards, but we have premium picks locked and loaded, including Daniel and Brandon. You see, you can click on the Best Bets tab and get top plays from all of our cappers, including Mindy's plays there, Tiffany as well. Sam has some going, also Nick and Paul ready to go for today with those best bets and the $15 discount picks, introductory picks, if you will. Mindy, Tiffany, Sam, Paul, they all have plays in those categories, Collins and Tony as well. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use that promo code Tony T at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages. You see who's hot there. Mindy right on top, and I'm there too for the last month on top. So we got representation there, Mindy. Even if Team Steam.
Yeah, we just missed Team Steam. Darn it.
We wasted a little bit of that perfect day the previous day. So, okay. Thanks everyone for allowing us to share the information there that we want to do. That's part of why we're here. So we know we can appreciate you letting us do that. But Butterscotch is here. Let's make it a good show. And Cage is here as well. Let's get the money. Let's try to get the winners as we get into the card today. Mindy, unless you want to talk about those games from yesterday, but I think that covered it pretty much. Kansas and Duke was.
I don't think either of those 2 games, disappointed by any means. I thought they were both great. I enjoyed watching them, anyway. So yeah, I mean, that was some good ball.
The overtime with Michigan State and Kentucky yesterday. So
that's a good impersonation. Just saying.
Yeah. And we did San Diego State on the show, and you picked the Aztecs to get it done there, and I was glad about that. Boy, they looked pretty good, man. I'm really thinking they're looking pretty good. I'd say underrated at this point for sure. They are extremely efficient right now. So, okay, we're going to start with the NBA. Let's get ready to roll, Team Steam. Let's get the free picks, rapid fire.
Continental. I always think of continental breakfast.
I need Tony did a great job.
You say complimentary, but I always think of the complimentary breakfast at the hotels. Yeah.
Kind of want something. I want to think of a word in there. I want something. Okay, let's get into it though and not take up any time here. Started off with the Pacers and the Hornets here in this one, and I'll clean up the odds if necessary. These odds are probably about 60 to 90 minutes old. So, but in this one's right on. Charlotte 2.5 total, 233.
Yeah. So again, feel like, for me, when I'm coming up with, a scoring model and then doing the handicapping, I thought all of these games were extremely close today. Like I didn't have any real big, outliers here, today to be like, oh yeah, this is my pick right here. But the Hornets, they're 9-3 against the spread, versus the Pacers at home over the last 12 games. Pacers are also 0-6 in the last 6 meetings. And or to me, I have this game almost as like a virtual tie here. So I will take the I was like, I lean the Pacers here in this one. I have it a virtual tie, so I will take the points, the plus 2.5
Okay.
here in
No,
this one.
that's reasonable. I get it. You got it closely rated. So uh, Indiana has been pretty hot covering numbers, no doubt about it. 8-2 over the last 10 games, and Charlotte just won 4-1 against the spread at home. Charlotte 1-5 to the under in their last six, but 7-1-1 to the over at Charlotte in this series. You mentioned, of course, Indiana 0-6 against the spread in the last 6 meetings here, but you're willing to take them. So that
Yeah.
does concern me a little bit because I thought, again, nothing favors Charlotte other than my numbers here a little bit.
Right.
And again, they're just a slight favorite. I know that trend says to go under here, but I think it's going to be a crazy one. I think it's going to go over. I'm going to go over 233 on the move there with Indiana and Charlotte. Charlotte has been trending under, no doubt about it. But again, 7-1-1 last 9 in the series at Charlotte. Yeah, tough one, tough one.
It is a tough one. That's why I said I thought a lot of these games here were tough today.
All right, go ahead. We want to hear from you in the chat before we.
I know. I'm like, where's everyone's help on that play? Jeez.
Yep, yep. All right. That was what saying was the organic community. By the way, that's what I'll say about about what Tony said, Mindy, about our chat. So I'll just say to everyone, oops, I don't want to put the wrong game there. Sorry about
that
that.
that was
Yeah.
it. I'm pretty sure because
Yeah.
you had the over. He liked
Yeah,
the
but
over.
I'd already put the graphic up for this game.
Oh, for the
But
next
to
one.
all of our Team Steam, if you don't watch our show at noon with Tony Game Day Picks, he was talking about you guys yesterday. So go back if you want. I'm not, doing it to get. Well, yeah, I am. I'm doing it to get more views. But Tony was talking about your the chat yesterday. So unless you were watching it, you might want to go back and see what he said. All right. Minnesota, thanks. That was supposed to be funny. Oklahoma City and Washington here, Mindy. I'm showing Washington 4.5 and the total 229.
Yeah, you need one of those laugh meters or whatever where it has the background laughing so we can all, join, right? It gives us a little cue there. Yeah, the over in this matchup head to head is 5-2 in the last 7 in Washington. All over trends here for OKC, almost all over trends for Washington. I have it going over by about 5-6 points. I'll go over here in this one.
Oh man, Mindy, we could have had this one at such a better price if we did our show at 3 a.m. In my time. When it was 225.5 was the opener here. We're not getting any deal on this, but how can this game not go over? Really, I mean, how can it not go over? I would think OKC 8-2 to the over in their last 10. They are 4-1 in the series of late. OKC also 8-4 against the spread. I'm not worried about the side. What am I even bothering? I mean, unless you guys in the chat want some more breakdown, I'm ready to go over, Mindy, in this game. It just seems like we've certainly missed out on some value, but it just feels like it's going to be in the 230s here with this one. I really feel that way. Scott.
Right.
Okay. So, we're on it. I think it's a Team Steam for sure. I could feel this. I could feel a lot better about that game than I did about the first one. Timberwolves are up to a 6-point favorite now. The total 225.
Yeah, Magic here 6-1 against the spread versus Timberwolves off of 2 or more days of rest. It's one of those, like, I have the total like almost exactly right on here in this one, so I don't want to mess with that one. I have the Timberwolves here winning by like 4-5. So I got to take the Magic. I don't see the Timberwolves quite covering. So I'm going Magic here, +6.
Yeah, I think at +6, I think that's something I can get involved with. I mean, look at Minnesota. Uh, they're 5-9 against the spread, not doing great. Orlando 6-2 against the spread at home. I think I like that. And I think that Minnesota might be hard pressed. And look, that's a pretty big total there at 225. They keep betting it up. I'm going to be betting it down, but right now, I think I want another team's team consensus player as a home dog with
Okay.
Orlando in this one. I've mentioned that total because the series has gone 1-4 the under in the last 5. So I know the total's moving up. I might want to investigate a little more, but let's go ahead and take the Magic. Cages is on it. That's a consensus play for us.
That's right.
Okay, this feels like 2 days ago when everyone was agreeing with us,
Right.
and we got all those wins. So maybe there's a little something to this. What Tony was saying. All right, Celtics and the Hawks. This should be a good one. The Celtics are 2.5. This one's an outrageously high total of 235.5.
Yeah, I mean, Hawks here, they're 4-0 against the spread after allowing 100 the previous game. Hawks 13-3 in the last 16 versus a team with a winning record here as well. I have the Celtics getting the victory here by 1, but the Hawks covering the spread or getting the 2.5 points here to get the victory.
Well, Mindy, it worries me that the spread has kind of gone back up on Boston. I mean, you look, yes, Boston, they're terrific. This is close to a pick 'em. I mean, they're 11-3 straight up. But if anything, Atlanta, this seems like the right situation for them here. I just feel like for me, uh, Boston is right now certainly playing way better than I think anybody expected, considering the drama that they had. Not that that should affect it, and if anything, they put that aside, right?
Yeah,
But
it seems like it.
feels like just a good spot for Atlanta for me. So look, I don't know if we're going to give 3 out of 4 here, but all right,
Looks
all
like
right,
it.
we got Blake. So, and
Blake's
that's the
on
other
it.
thing. Look at who's been commenting. It's like a different part of our chat each time, a different member backing the play. So I like it. These two teams are combined 18-10 to the over, but I caution that with the fact that they're in their worst situations. Boston is just a mild 3-4 to the under on the road, and Atlanta 3-4 to the under at home. I know those aren't really significant trends, but the trends are so extreme on the other way. When Boston is at home, they really go over, and when Atlanta's on the road, they really go over. But in this situation, there's a little bit more defense to be played. So I'd watch this total too, getting up there. I think people are going to see 18-10 to the over, but really in the
With the home and away
more
series
in
is,
this
yeah,
situation, yeah. But let's take Atlanta, especially back at 2.5 now, because it went to 1.5, now
I
back to
did
two
see
and a
that.
half.
Yeah.
That worries me a little bit, but nothing to me indicates, that Atlanta isn't necessarily feeling like a sharp side to me that I want to be on today. So, all right, we got 3 plays so far, for better, for worse. Let's do it. All right, we're going to get with Miami and Toronto now, and I'm showing in this one it is Miami -1.5. The total is 215.
Yeah, so geez, I have this modeled out as like razor thin here too. Heat 7-3 in the last 10 in Toronto. Raptors 0-5 in the last 5 overall. I have the Heat here winning by 2. So that's it. But I'll take the Heat here. They're gonna be able to cover by the half point.
All right, Mindy says take Miami and lay the small point. She'll take the Heat, and she'll take the Heat if it's a loss. But
That's right. I got
Toronto
big
5-1
shoulders.
straight up at home so far. Miami just 1-3 straight up on the road. That kind of bothers me. Miami also 1-4 against the spread. The last 5 meetings are 3-11 against the spread. Not much to go on for me to back Miami, other than maybe they are the slightly better team here. But I think I've got a look to go the other way. But Scotch is coming in and saying take the heat.
All
Uh,
right.
I can't do it. I can't do it, and I'm going to actually I'm going to go against you guys here and take the
Oh, I
Toronto
wonder why,
Raptors.
Ramon. I wonder why.
Yeah, the chemistry was good for a while, but um, oh no, Brandon's gonna parlay some of these. Uh oh. That's all right. Hey, we
Ramon
would have
likes
round
that
robin.
total. Mindy likes that total.
We would have round robin that the other night. We would have.
Yeah, right. That's 7-0 day.
Peaches
Jeez.
says, yeah, I've covered 4 out of the last 5 meetings. I think he means, or maybe they've covered 4 out of the last 5. Toronto's been hot, no doubt about it. Especially at home, like I said, 5-1 straight up. So
Should be a good one.
yeah, close
I
and
think
range.
all these games are going to be great. I mean, I have them modeled just so close. So
Well,
haven't had
biggest-
any, full cards like this. So today it's kind of surprising when you're like, wow, everything. It seems like Vegas and Mindy are right on.
Well,
I guess that's where you kind of want to be. I guess, huh?
speaking of big games, you have, I think, the biggest game on the card here tonight. Maybe the casual fan might not realize it, but I think we all do. I don't know what you think, Minnie. I think this is the marquee matchup. I mean, you have the hot Cavs, you have the great Bucks. Maybe it's the 2 best in the East without bothering Boston too much, but you got to go with those 3 teams right now.
Yeah, I mean, Cavaliers 4-0 against the spread the last 4 meetings. Cavs also 5-0 against the spread the last game, the last 5 games versus a winning team. I actually have the
Oh.
Cavaliers winning this game outright, so I'll definitely take the plus.
All right. I hope I'm still with you, Mindy. I'm going to.
I mean, I was not spinning there for a second.
Okay. I'm trying to hang on. I'm trying to hang on here. Well, before they cut me off, before Richie gets here, I'm on Cleveland. I hope you can hear me. I'm on Cleveland with you. Oh my God.
To see what the live broadcast here looks like. I think it might be me instead.
No, it's on my end. I really feel it might be on my end. I don't know. So, anyways, I hope maybe we get some help in the chat because I'm not being. I heard what Mindy said though, so I'll kind of elaborate on it. Maybe we'll catch up, or I'll catch up and see if it is me or Mindy here because I'm on Cleveland as well. And if Mindy, I don't know if she doesn't want to hear me because she said she likes Cleveland to win the game. I'd say take Cleveland straight. Okay, it is definitely Mindy. Yeah. So, well, I'll talk a few minutes. I could talk a few minutes about this game because of the great matchup between Cleveland and Milwaukee. I mean, she already mentioned it. Cleveland has been doing great, right? As far as this series, she mentioned it, covering, taking care of in 4 straight meetings. They just seem to have Milwaukee's number. Cleveland's been the unheralded story this year. Milwaukee 6-2 against the spread at home. Want to give them some credit right there where credit is due. But the Cavs are just playing so well right now. I heard what Mindy said, so we don't need her necessarily to finalize the pick. We're going to have 4 picks out of 6 games for sure. I mean, I probably would have been on the Cavaliers as a premium if Mindy didn't suggest it already. And I'm seeing Cages in the chat says take the Cavs. So we're going to take the Cavs. I will mention 19 of the last 26 meetings at Milwaukee have gone over. So I'm not sure about the total, but I think we're on Cleveland in this one. So, all right, I definitely could stall a little bit on it with seeing if we can get Mindy back in time before we go to the next game. But Cleveland is going to be our 4th pick here so far. So, no problem, Mindy. If you can see me, I'll just go into the next game and I'll break it down first. So, yeah, I see you, Scotch. As far as D. Mitch there, I could just check that real quick. I could stall a little bit, check the injury report possibly as well while we get Mindy back in here. If I get my device to give me the information. And so I'm showing in the game that, nope, I don't see questionable status, so I don't think we can rule him out there at this point. Day to day, that sounds very, very fair. Want to welcome Lee Lindbergh in here. Flashes plays up on the screen. Charlotte money line and minus 2.5. Miami money line. New Orleans money line and over 226.5, and Phoenix money line. Thank you, Lee Lindbergh. That is great to have you here. Great to put your plays on the screen, put you on the record there as well. So, all right, Mindy looks like she's getting close. She's able to comment. So I'll move on with the next game, and then she'll probably be back, I'm thinking, momentarily. And the next game I'm going to talk about, Bulls and Pelicans in this one, and I'm showing the Pelicans are down to a 3-point favorite. This one was up as high as -4, but now it's -3, and the total is still 225.5. So in this one, let's see. I'm showing in this one for Chicago and the Pelicans. I'm going to be certainly, I think, on the under in this one. That's the way I feel about this game. Here comes Mindy now. How terrible am I? If I can't even function without you. I didn't realize I was actually trying to stall, but then as I tried to come in with my information on the game, I felt like I never had not been able to kick it to you in all these shows. All of my recent internet connection, we were able to pull it off. So thanks a lot, Mindy. But I'm just about to get into this game, and we already got Scotch want to fade the Bulls here.
So what did you have on the last one with Cavaliers? I didn't hear.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, no, we're on the Cavs. Don't worry. We're on the Cavs, and you can even put them on the money line if you want. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, I didn't. Did you have that one? Did you not hear what I had to?
No, I heard your pick. Nope.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I heard your pick for sure, and I'm on the Cavs. I definitely was backing it. So
okay. So we got to consent the Cavs. Okay.
Yep. All right. So I kind of got you back. I hope you're hanging in there. And don't know where I'd be without you at this point. But Bulls and Pelicans, I was going to break this one down a little bit, but how can I not kick it to you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I only have the Pelicans here winning this one by 2, so I'm going to take the Bulls +3. I see, Scotch is fading the Bulls, but the Bulls are 15-1. The last Pelicans 1-5 against the spread in their last 6, following a straight up win. I'll take the Bulls in a close one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of leaning toward the Bulls too, but I think I already gave out the under as my play. So I kind of started to say I'm going to be on the under in this one, so I don't want to.
So does that mean I can change my pick and say I'd like to be on the under with Ramon, since we went opposite way?
I think so, but I'm trying to, give a little variety since we already had 4 of the 6 games. Again, if we agree, we agree, but sometimes we might be reserving certain plays for. I don't know. I got to be honest. Losing you kind of threw me off a little bit as far as what I was going to do, and the fact that I just have. That's my favorite play of the game is the under in Chicago and New Orleans. I think so. I guess you could, but. I just can't, like I said, I was almost willing to go with you with Chicago when I heard you say that.
We like both. Can we play both?
Well, I think we
Bulls and the under.
I think we just did kind of as free plays here, complimentary on the show. So, Jose Sierra, welcome to you as well in the chat.
Yeah, we're having new folks. It's awesome.
That's great. That's great. Scott says Bulls have been disappointing. I can't disagree with that, but they have covered 4-2 against the spread on the road this season. So, that's what I think I was looking at most as far as the Bulls. They seem to be playing a little bit better on the road, and I always like that. So, all right, that one's going to be a terrible video. Not your fault, Mindy. Technology and me. And anyways,
Well, again, it's funny that these computers decide to, do updates and restart at 8 a.m. in the morning Central Time. And I try to, go ahead and make sure that that doesn't happen.
I'm sure there's somebody in the chat that can tell you exactly what to do. But all right,
Yeah, right. I need some IT help.
sure there's some kind of setting. All right, but you got to have those updates installed. Houston and Dallas here, and this one in Dallas is down to a 9-point favorite, total 221. Back on the
Yeah.
rail.
Yeah, I mean, I have basically this one, within like a basket, right? The Mavs winning between 7 and 9. So I have a trouble, taking a side here. I'm gonna go to the under. Under is 9 and 3 in the last 12, and Dallas unders 4 and 1 the last 5 meetings here overall as well. I'm gonna go under that 221.
Under is the winning move today, Mindy. Take it from uh, uh, sports betting expert Ramon Scott. You said it's going to go under. I say it's going to go under. 4 last 5 meetings have gone under. They are combined 16 and 11 to the over this season. So I think that's a little bit of a caution there, but I got to think this one's going under. I feel like that's the move. Dallas won 6 and 1 against the spread at home this year, but I don't know. I feel like they might really hold Houston down here in this game. So Cages says goes under. We've got a real consensus play. The show is back on the rails.
Right.
Hopefully the picks are too, because we've got 5 of them so far in the NBA.
Could have had more if I wasn't buffering. Great.
Sounds like an internet commercial. And now watch, I'll probably be, when I go to the YouTube, it'll probably be internet ads. Okay.
Right. Watch this ad for 5 seconds.
Knicks and Nuggets news here. I think when we've seen it with the huge drop in the total to 226.5, and the Nuggets favored by just 3.5. Jokic is going to be pretty questionable in this one, if not out. So
did this line move a lot, or am I just mistaken? I think I had it like the Nuggets by like 9 at one point. Was that correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt about it. But
Okay.
Jokic is out of this game,
and that's what happened there. So I did not see that update. I apologize. All right.
No, it was. I think it was. I don't know if he was ever questionable. I know that I may have misspoke there right at the beginning because I was trying to categorize the move on the total, and not forgetting about the line move from 9, but Jokic definitely out of this game.
Well, I mean, that may change this here, a little bit. I had the Nuggets, ultimately winning by 8. So I like the Knicks, of course, getting the 9. It's one of those like the Knicks, they're 4 and 3 against the spread on the road, but the Knicks are 0 and 4 in the last 4 against the spread. But then you look at the Nuggets, they're 3 and 9 against the spread here as well, following the last 12 versus an ATS win. Let me see what I have on the other side, because I just don't really like this one anymore. And again, that's not how I did my handicap. So
yeah.
I had this one. I had this one ticking to the under. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the under play rather than taking the Nugget or the Knicks here in this spot.
Yeah, no, it is tough, especially with him out and how you might adjust here, because that's a 6-point move. Having the 2-time MVP not playing today. So Knicks have gone under in 4 straight. Denver 1 and 3 to the under their last 4 at home. Series has gone 9 and 3 to the over last 12 meetings, and Denver's 4 and 0 in the last 4 meetings against the Knicks. So Knicks just 3-6 and 1 against the spread over the last 10 games. Man, this one is tough. I'm gonna take the Knicks to win this one, to get that money without Jokic in there. I'll take the Knicks on the road. Mindy says go under.
Oh, sure. After I changed my mind, right?
Yeah, well, that,
Yeah,
again,
I
I mean, you have
can't
to
really do
handicap
it.
the game
I don't know.
without the, a great player in there. It, does certainly change every, power ratings or whatever. You have to really go on your instincts now. And yeah, I mean, if anything, I think, maybe I rely now a little bit on some of those series trends. But like I said, Denver's been the one controlling the series here, but they don't have Jokic. Does it make that much of a difference with him? Is it worth a 6 point difference? So, and that total, by the way, was as high as 233 yesterday afternoon before it was announced out. So the totals also dropped 7 whole points. But, I could see, why you would still consider the under because, Jokic can do whatever he wants probably. Okay. So we'll try to pick it up with another game here with Warriors and Phoenix. And whoa, I don't know what to say about this one. Phoenix is favored. They're down to just a 1.5 point favorite. Pretty sure the Warriors are on the road and the Suns are at home. What am I missing?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have the Suns, winning and covering here the spread. Golden State's 1-6 on the road. I think that's what you mean. Warriors are also 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 in Phoenix. So I'll be taking the Suns.
I mean, I just can't see the Warrior. I mean, okay, one of these games they're gonna come back and they're gonna do it. Scott says Warriors have looked better. Phoenix struggling to cover. He likes the Warriors plus the 1.5 points. Until I see it happen, I don't think I can do it. Right? I mean, Phoenix is 0-7. I mean, Golden State's 0-7 on the road. Phoenix is 6-1 at home. Golden State 1-6 against the spread on the road. So 3 of the last 14 meetings have gone under. Probably going to go under again, folks. I got to be honest with you. Phoenix 3-7-1 to the under as a favorite. So probably going to have some other action with this one on the site. But for Mindy and I, it looks like a 6-pack, Mindy, of plays. Hope you're okay with that. They feel good, and I think we got at least one person in the chat to agree on all 6 of those plays. Maybe not on that Cleveland Milwaukee when we were having those technical difficulties. But I'm pretty sure
I missed it, so it's like it never happened. Yeah.
All 5 of the other games. Maybe that'll be our best bet.
Right.
Money line. But again, I think someone marked down on all 5 of the other games. One person on Team Steam was able to put in there, they agreed, and flashed on the screen. So that seems like a pretty good way to verify our consensus plays.
100%. All right, ready to recap them?
Yes.
All right, so we got the Thunder and the Wizards over 229, the Magic +6, Hawks here +2.5, Cavs +4, Rockets Mavs under 221, and those Suns at -1.5.
Okay, well, we're in for an exciting night then in the NBA with Team Steam. So hope everyone's okay with the picks. Didn't see we did have Scotch on disagreement on one of us, so that's fine. Not saying, I just said at least we had one agreement. So even if it's not a total consensus in the chat, 3-1 wins. Scotch is going to be on his own on that one.
This is a democracy in this in this chat room.
Yeah, well, let's not get into that. Yesterday,
3-1. Winner.
All right, we got college basketball now. We're going to look at 3 probably the better games on the card, especially the marquee matchup. And we'll start with Michigan and Pittsburgh in this one. All right. Michigan on the road here, right? On the road as we get, this is the old Big Ten, Big East challenge, the Gavitt games, if you will. And this one is Michigan favored by 9.5. And the total is 140.5. I'm showing now Michigan 8.5, 140.5.
All right. Michigan putting up 81 points a game, allows 70. Michigan 104th in adjusted tempo per, KenPom here also. They should be able to push this pace, early to go ahead and get ahead. It's one of those Pittsburgh, I don't know if they can try to take advantage of, that Michigan defense as they go throughout. Maybe Michigan may tire a little bit. But that Michigan defense, it's, they give up a lot of points here thus far. They give up 83 to, Eastern Michigan. So yeah, I think this one here is going to go over the total of the 140.5.
All right, Mindy says take the over 140.5 in Michigan and Pitt. Yeah, Michigan, they covered versus Fort Worth, but they failed versus EMU. Then Michigan won and covered versus Martin, but then lost as a 3-point dog to West Virginia. I think, I don't know, to me, Michigan, Cages and I are going to be opposite, I think, in this one. I'm going to lay these points with Michigan today, and Mindy says go over 140.5. So a couple plays there in the Michigan and Pitt game, but let's make sure we get everyone's comment there with Cages and also over in the game. So, okay, we're on one there. Cages and I do agree there on that one. All right. Iowa and Seton Hall. Mindy, the Hawkeyes, going to take on the Pirates here. And I'm showing that it is Seton Hall minus 1.5, total 150.5.
Yeah, I mean, another one here, 2-0 team. Seton Hall allowed 48 points here per game defensively thus far, with, kind of a weak schedule here to begin. They have held their opponents here to 28%, shooting from the field. Iowa here, on the other hand, they've allowed 64.5 points per game here. Again, against kind of some subpar, opposition here also. I mean, I like Iowa. I mean, I think they're usually pretty consistent here on the offense, but I just really like Seton Hall's defense in this one. I think Seton Hall will get them here at home.
All right, Mindy says take the Pirates in this one against Iowa, and I'll agree with you, Mindy. I think I'm going to go with Seton Hall here. Yeah, they're Iowa 2-0 against the spread with those games against A&T and Bethune-Cookman. Teams are combined 1-3 right now to the under. So I don't know. The number is getting pretty high, man. That total has been on the move to 151.5, like I said. So I don't know. I don't know if you were preaching that there might be a little bit of defense, but I'm not so sure about that now. Seton Hall 2-0. Their covers were against St. Pete's and Monmouth. So I like those results. Let's take them. Let's take Seton Hall here as a short favorite. This one being played at Newark, New Jersey in this one. So just trying to make sure that, yeah, I saw Cages put the neutral site and obviously had the graphic wrong there on that one with the Michigan. So apologize there. Doesn't affect my handicap in that game.
Right.
But mark it down. We've got a play here in college basketball. Maybe we're heading for a best bet there. But we do have to take a look at this next one because it's a big game matchup, and we've got it between Gonzaga and Texas. Every game is a big game when Gonzaga's playing, and they're coming to your arena. So you got them at home. Can you beat them? This is virtually a toss-up right now. So Gonzaga World Tour, as Tony likes to call it.
Right. Again, another, 2-0 teams here. Gonzaga number 2, Texas 11. Should be a really good matchup. Texas, they're returning 3 starters from their 22-win team from last season. I think kind of one of the better defenses here in the country. They've been holding their own versus their, not so good opponents here beginning of the season. Gonzaga undefeated, of course, but only beat Michigan State by 1. Kind of worries me home today with this Texas team. I'll take them minus 1.5.
Yeah, Cages says take Texas, or Scotch says take Texas today as well, and I want to take Texas as well.
Right.
Yeah, in this one. So let's have two premium college plays. I don't know how you want to work that out, but Gonzaga, yeah, they did get the covers. That game against Michigan State, of course, and the North Florida game. Texas, though, covers against UTEP and Houston. The Houston Christian Huskies, because when I think of Houston Christian, how can it not be the Huskies uh,
Husky.
down there? And anyways, Texas 0-2 to the under so far, but I don't know if I see it that way. I think this one's going the other way. I'm probably going to be looking at a little something, something in this one, Minnie. But let's go ahead and get on the side as well with Texas in this one to take down Gonzaga.
Yeah, and sorry, we only got 3 today that we're covering. Kind of a weird, weird card. Kind of a strange day. So we'll have more tomorrow.
Okay, yep, no problem. I did notice that Ball State and Omaha total was really dropping, so I'll check
Right.
that one out when you get time. But
I think it was only 5.5 points, something like that spread. UNO's been covering. They're 3-0 against the spread.
yeah, they're getting the points at home. All right, we're gonna take a look now at this hockey card. We've got a nice
All
hockey
3 of
card
them.
today. Yeah, another shorty, but that's okay.
They will catch up with us eventually here.
Started out with Sabres and the Senators here, and I'm showing that the Senators definitely a favorite here, but watch out, me. I don't know. I don't want to say what might happen, but in this one, it is the Senators 165. I'm showing the total now. I'm showing 7 under 30,
Oh,
or
goodness.
some 6.5s as well. I don't know what you're going to do, but looks like the back end is going to be 7 under 30 or so.
Yeah, I mean, Sabres, allowed 5 goals per game over their last 3, allowed 57 goals this season, putting them at 24th in the league. Senators 13-6-1 versus the Sabres offer 2 more days rest in their last 20. I do like the Senators here in this one. Again, I don't normally play too much over 150, so that's kind of a sometimes it's a little bit in the gray area for me there, but I'll still take the Senators as the big favorites here.
Well, I mean, how can you not? They've actually won one of their last 9 games, and Buffalo's lost 6 straight. So obviously, the Senators are the side here. Actually, I kind of like Buffalo. I'm not sure, but uh, look, I'll go under 6.5. I'm not worried if you want to grade me at 7 under. That's of course fine, but I'll even say at 6.5. Scott says take Senators on the puck line here today. So I just changed it because that's what the back end is going to say, but I'll challenge the line here and I'll say go under 6.5 in Buffalo and Ottawa. That's going to be my free pick. Blues and Blackhawks. And this one, the Blues favored on the road here, 165, maybe going up to as high as 170, and the total is 6.
Yeah, I mean, Blues have been kind of moving up the little ranking order, I think, here. Both these teams have 6 wins on the season. Blues, like I said, 3 in a row now. Blackhawks are 1-2 over their last 3. And then, over the last 3, the Blues here have been putting up some goals, almost 4 goals per game here, while the Blackhawks on the total opposite end of that, only scoring 1. So the Blues here, 7-0-1, and the Blackhawks over the last 3 seasons here. I'll take the Blues at the minus 165.
I'll agree with you on this one, Mindy. St. Louis 5-1 off of a win, so I like that number. They've won 7 of the last 8 meetings, like you said, and also, maybe you might be thinking under in this one, but I'm not so sure. But Chicago under in 6 straight, St. Louis 2-5-1 to the under their last 8, but I don't know. I think St. Louis might. You're saying go under, huh? But
Ramon challenge.
no, because we're going to be on. You said St. Louis, all right?
Yeah.
We're on
But
St.
when
Louis.
we were talking about the under and the over, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, I think you were pointing out those trends that, would indicate, but I'm not so sure. I think that the reason why St. Louis will win here is that they're able to finally get some goals possibly in this one. So Look, they haven't been too terrific, but I'm going to take them today and take St. Louis with you for a premium consensus play on the road, minus $1.65. Probably opened as low as about $1.30 or so. Honestly, it opened about $1.45 at minimum, but did show some 130s that were probably pretty rogue. So let's take St. Louis.
Rogue. The Lakers. All
Yeah,
right.
of
Heck
course.
yeah. This is going to be an awesome game.
Shows you where I'm at.
Yeah, you were thinking basketball. Right here, back in my backdrop. Lakers.
Kings and Oilers. This one is going to be possibly Peterson, possibly Skinner. I'm showing that the Oilers are minus $1.40 now. Total 6.5 over 30.
Oh, yeah. So the Kings here ranked 29th in goals against. They're putting up or allowing, 63 goals here this season, allowed 6 goals in the last one here to the Flames. Ramon was all over that game. The Oilers have won 2 out of their last 3, been scoring 3 goals over that span there as well. Oilers 13-7 versus the Kings at home. I kind of like the Oilers here. They're 6-1 their last 7 Wednesday games here as to. Sorry, Ramon, like the Oilers today.
No, I agree. I mean, I agree. I think this is the spot for the Oilers. Look, LA, they're what can you say? Yeah, they've been great, but they are just 4-11 at Edmonton those last 15 games. And even though the goals have been coming up plenty, when these two teams meet in Edmonton, it usually has a tendency to go under 9-19 and 4 to the under last 32 or so. So LA's been hot on the road scoring goals, no doubt about it. 7-1-1 to the over on the road. Meanwhile, Edmonton 5-2-2 to the over at home. So that's why you're seeing this number get so high. But I'm not so sure about it. LA 8-2 as a puck line underdog. Watch out there as well. But I think at this price, I'm willing to take Edmonton, Mindy, in this one at minus $1.40 or so. Seems like a pretty good price actually for me in this one. So we got 2 hockey plays today as well. Wow, we've got like 10 plays so far.
We do. I just tallied them. It is officially 10. So yeah, Blues money line minus 165, Oilers money line minus 140. And then I don't know if we officially recapped the other. Seton Hall minus 1.5, Texas minus 1.5.
Okay, yeah. In fact, I think the request was to recap it. So there you go. And if you missed the NBA, just rewind a little bit, but they were recapped as well. So, all right. Those are today's games, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
Mindy. So I'm ready for football. And let me see here. I might have a little bit of a technical issue here, it looks like, with my football lines. Hold on just a moment.
Sure.
All right. Looks like I've had just a little bit of an error here. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of pop them in. I may have not been able. Maybe I was dead. My computer was down when I put them in or something. But anyways, I've got Penn State here minus 19 on the road at Rutgers, total 45.
Yeah, I mean, over the last 3 games, Penn State here averaging 35 points, Rutgers only putting up 12. As for the defense, over the last 2 games, Penn State only giving up 7 points a game, while it's totally opposite for Rutgers. They've been giving up 39 points a game with that, what we kind of thought was a stout defense there early on. Penn State 4-0 against the spread in the last 4. I'll take Penn State here in this one, Ramon.
All right. Well, Penn State 7-3 against the spread, of course, doing a pretty good job. Penn State also 4-0 to the over on the road, but I will caution that last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. So that's kind of an interesting trend to note, especially when you got one of those games where you got a pretty low total. I don't know, it's kind of high total actually for this one, but I'm going to go against you guys. I'm going to take Rutgers.
All right.
This one is my play. Yeah, we'll be on opposite sides here in this one. I'll take Rutgers plus 19 points. So, all right, I'm just going to have to wing it here, so I'll recite it. North Carolina State is on the road at Louisville, and I'm showing Louisville here a 4-point favorite, total 45.
Yeah, NC State ranked 24th in its defense, allowing the 18 points per game. And compared to, Louisville, they're ranked 52nd, give up 20 points per game here. On offense over the last 2 games, Louisville, NC State each scored 25 points a game here. NC State 7-2 against the spread the last 9. Following a loss, I think this one, will be close, but I'm going to take NC State and these points here today, +4.
All right, Mindy, I'm going to be down with you, I think, on this one. I agree with you. Look, I'm concerned NC State isn't getting many numbers, but I'm not really fond of Louisville. The trends would say take Louisville in this one, no doubt about it. Louisville 4-1 against the spread in their last 5, and NC State 1-6 against the number in the last 7. But Louisville, I don't know, they're looking good, but to me, it's going to be on the field. In this one, I like NC State getting the points. It was 5.5, and now it's down to 4. So for me, I like NC State as well. We're going to take them, despite all those trends that I like that seem to favor Louisville. I like NC State though. Okay, Miami of Florida and Clemson. Clemson 19. Clemson 19, total 48.
Yeah, Miami's won 2 out of their last 3 here, but only been averaging 17 points a game during that span. Clemson has also won 2 out of their last 3, scoring 24 points per game over the last 3 here. I'm going to take a look to the unders 5-1 in Miami's last 6 following a straight up win. Under 5, 1-1 Clemson's last 7 following an ATS win. I'll go under here, Ramon.
All right, Mindy says take the under in this one. Well, look, I mean, I can't back Miami with 2-8 spread record. Not only that, they just don't do well in this series. 1-6 the last 7 meetings. I like Clemson here in this one to take down Miami. I'll lay 19 points as my free play with the Tigers in this one. All right, Mindy.
All right. Red Wings.
Come on, don't make fun of me here.
I can do what I want.
I really blew this. Yeah, you can. Okay, especially when you're on top of the leaderboard. Ohio State minus 27, total 64.5 at Maryland.
Oh, geez, another giant Ohio State spread here. The good thing is Ohio State's been covering these big spreads. So I'm going to take a look at Ohio State here to just kind of blow out Maryland. Buckeyes 5-2-1 against the spread their last 8 overall. Favorite 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 between these two here as well. Not too much else really to say about this one. Maryland just been struggling here as of late.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Ohio State's covered 4 our last 5 meetings, and 7 straight meetings have gone over in this one. That's where I'm going. I'm going to the over, I think, in this one. 64.5. Okay.
How do I redeem your Ball State pick?
Right. Oh, nice. Oh, okay, great. Oh, okay. Yeah, Red. Actually, let me get that for you. So, what you do is you should receive credits back to your account, for that bad pick, and then you can use those credits. Again, I think that was might have been my $15 place. So, like, you can get another pick from another handicapper if you don't want to choose me. And we always make sure you're going to have a win at the site. Don't want to, go more than once for sure, but not going to pay for any losing picks necessarily at Tony's pick. So appreciate your Red. Yeah, I had a 3-3 day.
And it's one of those two that if you use the promo code Tony T at checkout, all you have to do is use that promo code again, and it will decrease that amount. So it will be, the same amount. So just go pick another $15 pick. You won't have to pay more. You just have to put in the promo code again, and then it will even out for you.
Trying to remember if that was the $15. If not, you got $25.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think it was. I see it because I think I had a solo on that. So yeah, 3 and 3 day. Appreciate you very, very much,
Yeah,
Red, for
it's
taking
awesome.
the time to research me a little bit, probably before you got down on that game. And it was not a great game. So, but that's how it works here at Tony's Picks. And again, anybody else watching as well, uh, that's good information actually. That we never
Yeah, we don't
ask
really go for that
if
much.
you
Yeah.
haven't subscribed, right? If you haven't subscribed to our picks, we never are going to give you a losing card and say, well, that's tough. You not only lost your majority of your wagers or came up with a losing card, you also lost paying a tout on YouTube. Well, we can't ever change the result of the games, and certainly the touts are going to hopefully crack closer to 60% like I've been of late. But again, we're going to make sure that you get enough out of your money that I don't want to make it seem terrible, but I mean, if you were
Yeah.
to lose several, you're always going to get it back. You're always going to get the credits back if the games lose, so that your last experience, if you say, not going back to those guys, or I'm going across the street or whatever, we're going to give you a win on the way out the door. So that's all we can do
Come
really
back.
here, but
Come back.
to it. But yeah, I think that was a great idea when it was come up with. That's credit guarantee.
Mhm.
So thank you for that. Yep. All right. Let's continue on, Mindy, with these games. So yeah, again, Ohio State and Maryland. I'm sorry, Mindy. I was just a little disoriented there with
That's
uh,
okay.
doing the grab. But you said Ohio State to roll, right?
I did, yes. And you took the over, and I
That's right.
think that Cages agreed.
Thank you. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Yep. Okay. Continuing on now, and I've got the next one coming up. I'll just recite it. It's going to be Georgia and Kentucky. Georgia, 22-point favorite, total 49.5.
Yeah, well, I think I have to go with Georgia. I feel like it's just kind of a homer play here with the number one team. But they are ranked still 10th in scoring, 406 points a game. They had been even ranked higher than that. But also third in points allowed with 11 per game. Georgia outgains Kentucky by well over 150 yards per game here as well. Plus, their third down efficiency is far superior at 52%. Georgia 4-1 against the spread their last 5 overall. I'll take Georgia here to win and cover.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I didn't even mean to not ask you about your opinion. I mean, obviously, all the 4-0 teams were the teams announced in the BCS, so I didn't think there was much that we needed to get into
Nah,
there. I mean, there's certainly some scenarios involving the losers of the conference championship games where that's where we'll we'll see what the committee ends up doing. Whether you have two Big Teners, or can the Pac-10's got all the schedules are becoming interestingly. Pac-10's getting some bonus points for their conference schedule for the first time maybe in a long time, because you look throughout the top 25 and there's all those Pac-10, all those Pac-12 teams in the poll right now. So it's really, really actually right now the Pac-12 is having one of their best years in a long, long time, despite some, results that happened that we saw. So, anyways, these teams, Georgia and Kentucky combined 4-16 to the under. 5 of the last 7 meetings have gone to the under. Georgia 4-1 against the spread last 5 games. That's why Mindy says Georgia probably to roll here. They're looking good at the top of the charts. I'm going to take the under in Georgia and Kentucky. Mindy says take the dogs. All right.
my dogs to bark.
Uh-oh.
They don't like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you froze on my end. I thought maybe I was freezing
Oh,
up. You're back. I can hear you.
okay, good.
Oops. All right. Next one up. I've really screwed this show up, Mindy. Texas -9 at Kansas. And it should be interesting. Kansas going to be going at it again. They're getting big points at home with a team that they actually. Oh, Mindy will have to come back to us. So let me just pop it up there with the graphic, at least with Texas and Kansas, and see if I can stall a little bit while Mindy gets back on with us for this one, because right now Kansas, what can you say? They're still Kansas. They, if anything, they've kind of pumped up the rating of the Big 12 too, because the Kansas isn't a team that you can just go and beat up on right now. They're 4-0-1 against the spread at home in their last 5 games. Texas 0-5 against the spread last 5 meetings against Kansas. So usually, they're laying a bushel full of points, not 9 like they are here. Usually it's a massive amount of points, and Kansas is usually able to get the number. Kansas has gone under in 4 straight games at home. I think that is could happen here, but for me, I've got to just be on Kansas in this one. I'm going to continue probably to be on Kansas when they're getting points at home. I mean, their fan base is just rabid with what's going on right now at KU. So Texas, if anything, they continue to be in near the they've retained their power ranking with a lot of experts, it seems like to me, but they keep failing in certain situations. So this to me looks like another tough game on the road when you're going to play the team that's been one of the top surprises this season in college football. So Cages says take Kansas and the over. I'm going to be on Kansas probably and the under, but I'm definitely going to be on Kansas. Be interested to see what Mindy ends up doing in this game. I don't want to have to move on to the next one because then we'd have to come back. So anyways, and I'll be on Kansas in this one against UT in this one. So, all right, I'm going to get ready, probably move on to the next game. I'll give Mindy just another second. I know she's coming. I can see her message there. So, probably warming up that computer again. And Sebastian commenting in there. Maybe we could just talk a little bit in the chat too, talking about that Ball State total tonight. Oh, just one. Maybe I can mention then. So, but yeah, that ball Nebo game, that was a fast dropper for sure. Mindy hates when I say Nebo, by the way. She can hear me, I know too. But just want to mention, didn't actually mention this when we were going through, so maybe I can cover it right now as I wait for Mindy to comment on this game. But that you can get all of our consensus picks over at Tony'sPicks.com YouTube channel, of course, and go back and see those plays that we put in there. Hello, Sebastian. Thank you. I just want to talk about this, buddy, now that I've started it, but because I didn't mention the show and since I was stalling for you.
Okay.
Our consensus plays we didn't mention in the beginning, but we do have 2 plays for the Maction tonight over at the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. You can search or get those games that we talked about: Eastern Michigan and Kent, Miami of Ohio, and Northern Illinois. But if any time you don't want to go through those, you can always subscribe to our premium consensus plays. We had a 7-0 day 2 nights ago, and you don't have to go through and find all those plays on YouTube by searching for it. You can just go and purchase our plays for a nominal fee over at Tony'sPicks.com, and we definitely want you to use the promo code TonyT at checkout on that one because they're free. These picks are free, but we just put them in as kind of maybe a thank you to us too, if you like us and want to say, hey, I never want to miss their plays, even though I can't catch every show. Sorry, Mindy. Here we go. Texas and Kansas.
I need to go and buy like an Ethernet cable right now so this doesn't happen again. Forget the wireless.
Oh yeah, that doesn't
Need to hardwire it.
That's what they say, but I never think it's I don't know if that really is the solution. Sometimes it still messes up. Come on. But I took Kansas in this one, Mindy, because they're Kansas. Come on, they're 4-0-1 against the spread at home this year. By the way, Texas 0-5 ATS in the last 5 meetings. Now, granted, they've always been laying 20 or 30 points, not just 9, but still it's 9 against this Kansas team where the fans are going crazy. This is going to be like there's every Kansas home game has been the biggest game of the year. This
right.
is the newest biggest game of the year.
Yeah, and Kansas here has the better offensive efficiency as well. Like you had mentioned, Kansas 5-0 against the spread their last six. Texas 0-5 against the spread the last five with Kansas. Kansas is one of those that just tends to beat them here pretty often. So yeah, I like Kansas plus 9.5 here in this one, or 9 now.
All right. Well, that was worth waiting for.
Right.
Put it down for a consensus play and take Kansas. So, all right. Yeah, we've definitely had a fun one here so far. We got a few more games we're going to cover. Western Kentucky.
I can't believe all these folks are bearing with us through all of our troubles.
Yeah, thank you so much, Team Steam. Hope everyone liked what I said about Tony's show when he talked about our audience. You might want to go over there and check that out. How about Auburn, favored by just 5.5 now against Western Kentucky? Auburn's in trouble here. I'm thinking.
Yeah, what a weird spread, isn't it? I mean, Auburn scored 23 points per game over the last two on Western Kentucky. They're only allowing 21 points a game here. I'm going to take a look at the under in this one. Under 6-0 in Western Kentucky's last six overall, 7-2 in Auburn's last nine. I think I'll go under the 52.5 or 52.
All right. Mindy says go under Auburn and Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky's right now, really solid under 6 straight games. So Western Kentucky also 1-4 to the under on the road. Auburn just 2-5 against the spread at home. Western Kentucky 5-0 against the spread on the road. And the kicker for me, Mindy, Auburn 0-6 against the spread. Their last 6 non-conference games. Take Western Kentucky plus 5.5 points against Auburn. Mindy says go under the 52. Western Kentucky and Auburn. And Cages agrees there on that one. Yeah, you'll have to go over there, Cages, if you want to see what Tony said about you guys.
That's right.
Yep, he talked about the Team chat. So was he talking good about you, or did he have something else to say? Tony's not going to. Okay, Minnesota -3, total 32, hosting the Iowa Hawkeyes. Almost comical at this point. Uh-oh, Mindy Hahn. All right, I'll start it off then with this one. With Iowa and Minnesota. Minnesota 6-3 against the number as a favorite so far. These teams are combined to go 4-9 to the under. Here she comes back, but I'll finish mine while you catch up there. I know it's weather too. I know you got the weather coming in.
Yeah, it could be.
So when I mentioned that these teams are a combined 4-9 to the under, Iowa as a dog 1-3 to the under, Minnesota as a favorite 3-6 to the under. Minnesota 7-1 against the spread last 8 at home, while Iowa 5-0-1 against the spread last 6. So both teams here looking pretty sharp. Mindy, what do you got? I don't got it yet. I want to hear.
Okay, well, what I got is over the last 3 games, Iowa deciding to put some points on the board, averaging 27 a game. Minnesota, their offense has maybe been down a tick under here, 27 points a game. But Minnesota's still putting up the yardage here, on offense. And I like them with third down efficiency here as well at 55%. I mean, these offenses, I think they're just producing better right now. I think the spot here is to go over this total of 32.
All right. I'll just disagree with you on that one. I mean, I love these little Big Ten games, and maybe I've gotten burned on them too many times, but I'll try it once again. Go under, go against Mindy. Let's see. Cages says take Iowa. Get it done on the road, plus 3 points. So
Cage match, Mindy versus Ramon, over under Iowa, Minnesota.
Yeah, it looks like we got a disagreement there. So let's see if we can't find another one. We've got Georgia Tech on the road taking on North Carolina. North Carolina, 21. Total, 63.5.
Yeah, well, I mean, over the last 2 games here, Georgia Tech putting up 21 points. North Carolina here, they score about 33. Defenses in this game are, I think pretty similar. They each give up about high 20s here per game. North Carolina going into win this game, I think, but I think that spread is just too high here in this one. I'm going to take Georgia Tech in the plus points.
All right, Mindy, on the Yellow Jackets here with the 3-1 spread record on the road. North Carolina just 2-4-1 against the spread as a favorite this season. Last 7 meetings, 5-1-1 to the over. UNC just 1-6 against the spread against sub 500 teams. I'm going to take the under here in this one. However, despite the series history, I think this total looks a little high. I know everybody's gotten kind of carried away with some of these Carolina games, but
Right.
I'm going to go under 63.5 here. Mindy says take the Yellow Jackets and 21 points. All right, the big game. Stanford and Cal, throw out the records, throw out the axe, throw out all the perpetual trophies when these two teams meet. Anything can happen when Stanford meets Cal, and sometimes it does. Cal is favored in this one by 5, total 45.5.
Yeah, it's crazy because both of these teams are just giving up a ton of points. When I think in the past, teams like Stanford and such were kind of known, more for their defense, for their slow play, being methodical. But I'm going to take the over 7-2 in Cardinals. The Cardinal last 9 games here following, an ATS loss. Again, I think these defenses are just going to allow a lot of points to each other, and I think they're finally going to get on board with some scoring. I'll take over.
Yeah, I mean, this series has gone 1-4 to the under in the last 5, and Cal is 1-7 to the under against sub 500 teams. But I just don't see any way this is not a high scoring game in this one. I mean, Stanford has been absolutely terrible, 2-8 against the spread, but they are 5-0-1 against in the series against Cal. And like I said, that's when you throw out the records that maybe Stanford is the one that's going to be able to trade a little bit here. Cal 8-1-1 against the spread off of a spread loss. That does caution me a little bit backing Stanford. I mean, I don't think I wanted any part of them despite the series. So let's go over 45.5 as a premium consensus play. So we have, it looks like 3 plays in college football for this group of games.
All right. Cages likes the over. Sweet.
Okay, let's pop that up there and then I'll review. So we had NC State. Oops. So we had NC State +4. We also had Kansas +9. And we have Stanford and Cal over 45.5. All right, Mindy, we made it. It probably was, let's be honest, it was probably the worst show we've ever done, even worse than our first show. Probably never be invited back to Tony. And it's not the internet's fault. I mean, I messed up the graphics for some reason. It's okay. You know what makes up for that winning? Go over to our website, Tony'sPicks.com. Mindy's coming off a winning day. I'm going to put together a winning packages today, get one of those big days together. I felt like going in that show. I was like, man, today's really going to be good. Now I'm really having my doubts. So let's crush it. Why not? Click on the All Cappers tab to get signed up. Here's exactly what my friend was talking about when you subscribe to the plays, Mindy, over there at Tony'sPicks.com. Maybe I could just show it here.
It's really easy.
Plays. So what happens? I can't show you the credit necessarily, but I want to show this little graphic right here if I can. And I don't know if we can. I can't pump it up any bigger than that, but if you can see it, if the package does not turn a profit, the sum of betting all individual picks, these are not parlays, mind you. You want to bet equal units on all 3 plays. Doesn't have to be $100 exactly like they're graded against, but prefer they're just picks. Unless there's instruction, the handicapper sometimes will give instruction, I believe. I try not to. but just standard unit plays, because that's all it's going to be graded on. So a credit back to your account for the full purchase price will be issued automatically once the picks are graded and verified if a profit guarantee package doesn't profit. So there should be in your Tony's account where it shows your balance, show you that credit. So that's credit guarantee. So I think that explains it pretty well. Thanks, Mindy. Thanks. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry for.
Why are you
Yeah,
sorry? I thought it was a fun show. I enjoyed it, even though it
okay.
was a pain that I had to restart my computer 3 times.
Well, appreciate everyone. Scotch, Cages was here. Sebastian was here. Red, my guy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah,
Uh,
thanks so much.
even like I said, even though that play went down, this is what keeps us coming on the air, doing handicapping, and putting out more plays. And hopefully you'll go with me. But if not, how about Mindy? See if we can't get you a winner tonight. And want to also thank Gerardo was here. Jose Sierra joined us today as well. Blake was here. Mindy as well. So we had a lot. Lee Lindbergh, if you're from Lee Lindbergh, came in with a boatload of plays. Rewind if you want some plays from Lee. Check those out too. So Brandon here stopping by, laying down some parlays today as well. So thanks to everybody. Hope that was everybody. I think that was. Mindy, thanks a lot. Let's get some winning done today.
Let's
All right.
do it.
For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.